welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. So, you saw the title. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know what we were talking about today. I want to say that this happened a while ago. This isn't anything that I'm currently going through. This was before Mari was born. I'm okay. This is gonna be the story of my miscarriage. I don't even know how to start something like this. And Mari is next to me on the bed, so if you hear rustling or baby talk, that's her. You guys are currently sitting on a couple boxes stacked together, and I'm holding the camera up as well, so if it's shaky, I'm sorry. Let's get into the story. I was seeing my ex at the time. This was before we were engaged. I got pregnant at the beginning of January, and we were so excited. I took a million pregnancy tests because I was just so surprised, and we were really excited. Like, once we finally saw like solid lines, we were so excited. And then I'm like, okay, well, I should probably go to the doctor and just, get a medically accurate test. So I went to the doctor, peed in a cup, and they come back and they say, you're not pregnant. And I'm like, okay. I have 20 tests in my bag that say otherwise, and so they did a blood test. I just figured it was so early in my pregnancy that their test didn't come back positive. We were just kind of waiting on the results for that. I knew that I was pregnant. I was super bloated. I wonder if I still have the picture, but I looked like I was 3 months pregnant. I got the call from my doctor with the results of my blood test, and it came back positive. I was pregnant. And I told my boyfriend. We were so excited. We ended up going to a store and we picked out a toy, and it was a little snail. We were so excited. We had this little snail. We were calling the baby Peanut. That was just, I don't know, the name that we came up with, just a little peanut. And that night I had some bleeding. It wasn't anything major at all. Just a little spotting, and I thought it was normal to, spot sometimes, and so I wasn't worried about it. And then I woke up in the morning, got ready for work, and went to work, and I'm at work, and I go to the bathroom, and I realized that there was a lot more blood. I started panicking. I told my boss, I'm like, I think I might be miscarrying. Can I go to the doctor? So I ended up going to the ER because that's what I was told to do. And at this point, I hadn't told anybody. Like, I hadn't told my family. I didn't tell my mom. And so I'm sitting in the ER alone, and I called my mom, and it was really hard. I debated not calling her because I knew she was going to be upset that I was pregnant because I wasn't married. So I called her and I said, I'm in the hospital, I'm pregnant, and I think I'm miscarrying. I know you're gonna be mad, but I need you right now. And I told her what hospital I was at, and she said that she was on her way. So she gets there, and they take me in to do an ultrasound. The lady didn't tell me anything. They don't tell you anything when they're doing the ultrasound. I couldn't really tell what I was seeing on the screen. It was the longest wait ever for the doctor to come back. And he walked in and asked me a couple questions, and then showed me the shots of the ultrasound, and he said, I'll never forget these words. He showed me the pictures, and he said, so what we're looking at here is an empty uterus. Those words took a second to sink in, and then I realized that there wasn't a baby in me, and it was hard. It was so hard. I broke down crying. My mom cried. I went home. I was, texting with my boyfriend the whole time, and I told him through text, and he wasn't able to get off work early. My mom had to go back to work, so I went home alone. I ended up coming to my parents' house because they had dogs, and I just didn't want to be alone. And I walked in the door and I saw one of our dogs, Muffin, and she came up to me and I knelt down with her and just sobbed, like uncontrollably sobbed. It was hard. It was probably the hardest thing that I've had to process emotionally and mentally. I bled for a few days after, but nothing abnormal. And I had a little time off of work just to heal physically and emotionally. During that time, I got the side shave. I wanted to shave my entire head, but my family thought that since I was going through a hard time, shaving my head probably wasn't the best decision, so I just shaved the side of my head. I have that video up. I got a tattoo. I got a snail because the toy that we got for our baby was a snail, and I have that on my wrist, my little peanut, always with me. And I just kind of laid low. Sorry, I'm trying to wrestle this child. I did end up shaving my entire head. That video is still up. And it wasn't because I was having a mental breakdown and I was shaving my head. It was something that I wanted to do for a while. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. Why not shave my head? I wasn't in a great headspace, but I don't regret doing it. And then the month after, I got pregnant with Amara. It was a healthy pregnancy, nothing went wrong. Seeing her on the ultrasound, on the 8-week ultrasound, was the most amazing thing ever. Not seeing an empty uterus. And I sobbed so hard through that ultrasound because I was terrified. I think about Peanut a lot. For some reason, I feel like Peanut was a boy. I don't know. It just, even when I was pregnant, I felt like he was a boy. And I know that someday, hopefully far away, but he'll be waiting for me and I'll get to meet him. I feel like he would have been the sweetest, softest, most kind little boy, but I know he's looking out for us and his little sister. Mari wanted to hang out for the last little bit. But I know that when I was going through my miscarriage, I watched a lot of videos of other women and people explaining their story, and it helped a lot. It helped me process a lot. And so if I could, do that for even one person, make a difference and help someone process this loss, that's worth making a video. If you have gone through something similar, or if you're going through something similar, I am so sorry. It sounds cliche, but it gets better. You get through it. My camera decided to turn off. But you get through it. It's hard, but you get through it. But that is it for today's video. Please like and subscribe. Leave encouraging comments for those who could be watching. I love you, and until next time, remember that you're awesome and have a wonderful day. Can you say bye?